I'm almost 40 and starting over, rebuilding my life and recording, documenting my journey as someone who has built a $1 million company, losing it all and lost so much over the past year and a half. I'm in the rebuilding phase of my life, and as I said, I'm just recording to keep myself accountable and to be able to look back within a year, 6 months to a year, and say, I did it. If you are interested in coming with me to rebuild, um, coming with me on this journey of rebuilding finances, my hair, my body, my mindset, then lock in, subscribe. Let's create a community. So now down to the nitty gritty. A year ago or so, possibly 2 years, I had a successful business. Um, However, a couple of my partners, a couple of my contracts got canceled because the people I was in business with filed for bankruptcy. And that happened right around the time that I took out a loan for my business on the premise that I had these set of incomes coming in. Anyways, that all of that took a turn for the worse, and I ended up losing half of my company and half of the income that was coming, well, 90% of the income that was coming in. I ended up having to move and live with my family. I lived with them for a solid year, only living, surviving off possibly $2,000 a month. Um, Paying my car note. I was only able to pay my car note, help out here and there with my mom, buy food, um, contribute a little bit to the house. Not even much. Um, but all of that, one of the things that I came out learning was how much family was important. Not just family being important, but also how blessed I was to be able to have family that I could call up on during my time of need and be able to, as I said, live with them for a year before getting my own place again, getting a job. So, what I've done in the rebuilding process, I have since there are there's things that you have to learn when you're an entrepreneur. One of the things that I learned is having a 9 to 5, nothing is wrong with it because that 9 to 5 can be your backup in terms of if finances go low, if things go sideways, you always have that 9 to 5. So as I said, I lost almost everything. So I went down to, I did a CNA course, and if you're if you're looking to start over, trust and believe, starting with a CNA course is going to set you up because it's in healthcare, you'll always have a job, right? So I started over with CNA. I got a job. Um, I was able to, within a couple months, um, pay, save some money to be able to get my own place. And I was able to take my things out of storage. As I said, losing so much, it's so quickly, I ended up being in debt, like almost $150,000 worth of debt. All my credit cards got closed, my credit score went in the toilet, and currently, the only thing I've been able to do so far is work on my mindset because I found that during that time I was so depressed. I gained weight. I like crazy. Not only was I depressed, I was I was having constant flare up because I struggled with scalp psoriasis. I found out that I stopped having my cycle for about 3 years, went into early menopause, stress, all of these things contribute to your overall well-being. And so in this season, I've decided that I'm going to be intentional in growing back my wealth. As I said, I'm almost 40. I'll be 40 in a few months. And I have the wherewithal and the know-how how to build from scratch. And my journey here, or my objective here, is to record me rebuilding my entire life, struggling with scalp psoriasis and my hair falling out, shaving my head, my hair is growing back, then I have a flare up, it starts thinning out again. I've been like 225 pounds. I'm now down to 190, and my body, I need to get my body right. How I dressed, how I carried myself is not depicting of the person I see myself as. So I have to be in the gym working out. But more so, more importantly, if you are rebuilding and you want to follow along with me, I'm going to show you all the things that I'm doing to rebuild my finance. One of them is I recently got my notary license, and I'm waiting on the online notary portion of it to be approved. I've also gotten the signing agent portion of it to be approved. I am also a realtor, but I've not practiced or sold a house. That is something that I will be pursuing again. Mind you, as a CNA, I work night shift at a hospital, so that is going to be my support for this venture. I'm also working towards opening an independent living facility by my birthday, my first one. So for the next 30 days, my goal is to, for the next 3 months, my goal is to get my my first independent living home ready, get my first 30 signing as a notary, and have my real estate license hanged with a brokerage. And I want to take you guys with me on this journey every step of the way. And I'm going to show you step by step what it is that I'm doing to